everybody. Welcome back to the Playback podcast. Oh, man. It's good. It's good. All right, man. Let's turn that fucking music off. Annoying ass music, am I right? What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Playback podcast. My name is Noah. Thank you guys for being here. We're going to be talking about movies. This is what we love to do on the channel. So if you guys are new here, go ahead and subscribe. It's free. I'm not charging you. Also, turn on the post notifications. We go live basically a lot every week. I honestly don't have a set schedule right now. I really want to do it like maybe 3 times a week. We'll see how it goes. But I'm just really trying to get some content out there, bro. It's hard. It is hard. It is hard being consistent over here. So if you guys can do me one favor, just subscribe to the channel and just like the video, please. For fuck's sake, please. If that doesn't make you do it, then I don't know what else to do. But yeah, we go live a lot over here, talking about movies and TV shows and Marvel and DC and all that cool stuff. So if you guys like that stuff, go ahead and join us every single week. All right, man. We got a lot of stuff to talk about today. It's going to be a very quick, like 45-minute to an hour episode. We're going to be talking about the Avengers. Who should be on the new Avengers team in Avengers Kang Dynasty and Avengers Secret Wars? We're going to be talking about that. We're also going to be talking about Loki Season 2, Episode 1. That premiered earlier today, literally 2.5 hours ago, and I got the chance to watch it. We're going to be reviewing that for you with a little bit of spoilers in there, too. We'll go deep into spoilers when we get Hyder back on the show later, early next week, most likely. Because I know that he loves talking about spoilers and stuff like that. It's been a while since we've done a spoiler discussion for a Marvel project, so we're going to be diving deep into that a little bit. Also, we're going to be talking about Paul Walker and his character, Brian, in the Fast and Furious franchise. There are rumors that they are trying to fit his character back into the story. We're going to be talking about that, too. And Tobey Maguire and Hugh Jackman reportedly being the leads of Avengers Secret Wars. That'll be coming up near the very end. So, yeah, we got a pretty busy schedule here. How are you guys doing? If you guys are watching in the live chat, go ahead and let me know how you guys are doing. Or if you guys are just watching the replay, thanks for watching. I really appreciate you guys. I love talking about movies. I didn't state that enough already. Have I not said that before? I love talking about movies. And I really appreciate you guys being here for me to just kind of talk about movies with somebody, at least one person. But yeah, I appreciate you guys. So one thing that I wanted to talk about first, we usually do news beforehand, before we talk about all the main topics and stuff. But I decided, the news right now, it's not too crazy, but there was one thing that I wanted to talk about because I thought it was kind of funny. It came out earlier today. Let me bring the picture up here. A Martin Luther King Jr. biopic is in the works with Chris Rock set to direct. Okay, now, okay. I'm trying to be as respectful to Chris Rock as possible. First of all, why? Okay, like has Chris Rock? I know, I understand why, right? However, why Chris Rock? Is this like a passion project that he's been wanting to get off the ground for a really long time? Like how Chris Rock did the Spiral movie, the Saw spinoff movie that he did with Samuel L. Jackson. Still haven't seen Saw 10, by the way, but it's getting a lot of good reviews. We talked about it last week. Should probably go watch that. Yeah, Chris Rock is set to direct, and you're probably thinking, wait, he's a director? Yeah, me too. I thought that too. I didn't know he directed, so I thought it'd be fun to kind of take a look at some of the things that he's directed. So let's Google it, shall we? Let's see. What was I? Chris Rock, director. So let's take a look over here. Obviously, we know him as the actor. We know him from Everybody Hates Chris. We know him from Adam Sandler's movies and stand-up and SNL and all that good stuff. Let's see what he has in his arsenal. Because from what I've seen, I didn't do a lot of research beforehand. But from what I've seen, he usually, this is hilarious, he usually directs and stars in the movies that he directs. So if you're telling me there's a fucking chance that we get Chris Rock portraying Martin Luther King Jr. in a biopic, I don't know, man. I don't know. Okay, let's take a look here. Executive produce. Let's tell. Where can I find? Where can I find where he directed something? Fucking IMDb. I should have went to IMDb the entire time, bro. Okay. Sorry, guys. It's 8:30 at night. Chris Rock. Here we go. Yeah. If I see Chris Rock portraying Martin Luther King, and don't get me wrong, you know, Chris Rock is a very entertaining actor. He's a very good actor. I actually really liked him in Spiral. So hey, maybe he can pull it off. I don't know, but this is what he has directed. Chris Rock, Total Blackout. This is his TV special, his stand-up special. Okay. The Amy Schumer. Oh God. Oh, that's not good. The Amy Schumer TV special. Okay. Top 5. I don't know what that is. I Think I Love My Wife. Okay. Sure. A Red Hot Chili Peppers music video. Everybody Hates Chris. He obviously, you know, that was his story, right? But he directed 2 episodes of that. And something called Head of State in 2003, which from what it looks like, he is a part of. Yes, he is a part of right here. So yeah, that's all he's directed. This is just interesting to me, man. I'm glad. First of all, let me get this out there. I'm glad that he has something that he's super passionate about, that he's able to, you know, make something like this, right? Because it's tough, man. It's tough to get things off the ground. Obviously, I wouldn't know firsthand, but, you know, just from kind of listening to stories about actors really wanting to get projects done and really wanting to step into, you know, directing. It's not easy from what I've heard and probably from what you've heard. So, you know, kudos to him. This is obviously coming from Deadline, so it's officially confirmed. I really thought this was, if you guys are on Twitter, I really thought this was discussing film and not the actual discussing film page. So I was a little surprised. I'm not gonna lie to you, but yeah, Martin Luther King Jr. biopic is in the works with Chris Rock set to direct. I don't know how to feel about that. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. If this is something that you would watch, if this is something that you think is a good idea or a bad idea, blah, blah, blah. Leave it at all down below in the comment section. Okay. With that down, so let's move on to our first topic, and I want to talk about Loki Season 2, Episode 1 first, okay? So Loki Season 2, Episode 1 had its premiere at 6:30 Pacific Standard Time today, and or 6 o'clock actually. And you know, I watched it. It's a 43-minute episode, so that's, you know, a pretty decent amount of time for a Disney Plus show. And yeah, man, I'm a huge fan of the MCU. I'm a huge fan of Loki. I think Loki Season 1 was just, it wasn't amazing, but like it was really, really good compared to everything else that we got in the MCU regarding, you know, Disney Plus shows and streamers and stuff like that. Loki Season 1 is super solid. You know, I love the aesthetic of the first season. I really love the writing and how they explained, how they delved deeper into the multiverse and these different timelines and stuff like that. I love the characters. You know, Mobius, they gave Loki something to do. Because at the end of Avengers Endgame, he didn't really, like, he disappeared with the Tesseract, right? And to me, I just thought, oh God, they're gonna make a series. They made a series, and I thought, oh God, what could they possibly do with him, right? He's died so many times. If you guys watch Marvel stuff, Loki dies so many times. So, you know, going into the first Loki season, I didn't know what to expect, and I was really, really surprised that we got something with a lot of weight and a lot of emotion for Loki, that first season when he's watching his life play out, what his life and his future could be if he keeps going down this dark path, and he's watching it on the TV screen in that interrogation room with Mobius. Oh man, that gave me chills, right? So, and obviously at the end, spoilers if you haven't seen Loki season 1, at the end of Loki season 1, it gives us, I think, the best finale for a Disney Plus Marvel show that we've gotten, hands down. It starts off with Loki being trapped in a different timeline, and with He Who Remains dying at the hands of Sylvie, and he comes back to a future where the TVA is overrun by Kang. And I thought that was a super intriguing idea. I thought, oh man, that's like, it's pushing the MCU forward, and that's what I wanted. And we had kind of a clear direction of where things were going at that point. And so we get to Loki season 2. A lot of stuff has happened so far in the MCU. The storyline has been kind of stagnant. We don't really know what's going on. So hopefully Loki season 2, the rest of it at least, will give us some answers. And I was really anticipating, I say all that to say, I was really anticipating what Loki season 2 can do. I had a bunch of disappointments in Marvel phase 5 and phase 4. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania wasn't that great. Eternals, I thought, should have been a TV series. We can jump into that topic in another time. There's just a lot of stuff. It's up and down, right? And I really needed Loki season 2. What the fuck? Y'all see that? Did y'all see that? Okay. Anyway. Should I fix that? I think I'll fix that. Hang on, guys. Sorry so much. Alright. Sit my ass back down in this fucking chair. Where was I? What was I talking about? That kind of scared me. I'm not gonna lie to you. Earlier today, I tweeted that, the Exorcist Believer doesn't even look scary. And I don't know, man. That kind of just reminded me of that. Anyway, Loki season 2. I had a lot of expectations for Loki season 2. We really needed a win, and I think we got it. So far, at least for episode 1. I really enjoyed episode 1. There is so much more to like, and I just think it's such a good idea to put Loki in this kind of scenario where he's dealing with stuff outside of the main MCU, and it gives Loki a purpose again, and season 1 jumps right back in where we left off season 2 jumps in right where we left off in season 1. Loki is obviously like an amazing television show for me. Season 1, that is. And I just think, writing wise, they double down on it. The writing here is snappy. I think the writing is probably the best of maybe phase 4 or 5, maybe. It's definitely up there. I think that it's very snappy. It moves super fast, and the way that Michael Waldron, I'm assuming Michael Waldron came back to write this episode. Don't quote me on that, but I'm assuming whoever wrote the show is such a well-trained writer to the point where he can throw in, or they can throw in, different lines and throw in a bunch of dialogue, but the focus of the show never gets lost in that. And I think episode 1, I'm so sorry. Episode 1 does that very beautifully. I think, the focus was super, super clear here. Did they say a lot of shit? Yeah. Okay. That's one thing I didn't really like about the episode. I'm just going to get into it right now since we're talking about it. There's a lot of exposition in this. And it's not bad exposition. It's just the fact that there's so much. There's so much going on in this first episode. It is jam-packed with explaining what time slipping is. And by the way, I'm not going into spoilers here. explaining what time slipping is, explaining like the dynamics of what's happening. You have to, re-pick up from where you left off in season 1 and different plot lines that carried over to season 2. So there's a lot of explaining to do. And I feel like with every show that has like that first episode, you have to do a little bit of explaining, right? So it's inevitable here. Red Bull, hey bro, sponsor me. Red Bull. This is the best drink. This is the best drink to drink while you're streaming and talking about movies. There you go. That's free sponsorship right there. So yeah, man, Loki season 2, episode 1. I thought it was great. Let's talk about the performances for a little bit. The performances, Loki is played by Tom Hiddleston. Tom Hiddleston is fantastic here. Obviously, he's great. I love him. Definitely am very happy that he didn't play Thor. Mobius, it was really cool catching up with Mobius. I really like Hunter B-15. I didn't necessarily hate her in the first season, but here, I don't know, something about her just feels different. She feels more like a protagonist, obviously, from how season 1 ended. You have Ki-hee Kwan here. He is, the reigning best supporting actor. Yeah, he's great. He's a little charming. He's a little, he's a little funny. He's definitely super smart. He's, the episode is named after his character, so he's a huge part of this, and I'm happy to see him here. I just think the writing was the most impressive to me because, again, it's throwing out a bunch of stuff at your face, and you kind of just have to sit there and like kind of take it all in, and really you don't have a lot of time to think about it, but they always come back to certain points, right? They never get lost. They never get lost in the sauce. No, they never get lost in the plot. And for me, episode 1, solid episode, just a lot of exposition, and that's one thing that I couldn't really get behind. There was stuff that were happening in the show, and I was like, why are they doing this again? Okay, and they'll reiterate, but at the same time, for me, I'm also stupid, so I don't know what they were doing. I have to watch breakdown videos and stuff. But yeah, man. Another thing, I really love the atmosphere here, and again, it's picking up from season 1. Again, it's picking up from season 1. Something that they did very, very well, but I love the atmosphere. There are certain shots here that they use, and I love what they do here with cutting. It's the editing. They cut, and it's a match cut from one. Almost gave you a spoiler. It's a match cut, right? So they do a match cut, and I just love the way that everything's all 70s kind of, and everything, just the aesthetic of everything. Really loved that in the first season. I'm glad that it all carried over here, and it just feels like no time has passed between season 1 and season 2. It feels like they just kept making the show, and it's very consistent to season 1. I really like that. The colors and stuff. Guys, I'm colorblind, okay? But I love these colors. Super eye-catching, and it stands out compared to all the other MCU stuff. It really stands out more than kind of the bland MCU colors of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, So yeah, man. Season 2, episode 1. I also wanted to say that I feel like I'm finally excited for an MCU project again. Like I'm very excited for episode 2. I couldn't say that for a while. Secret Invasion didn't really catch my eye like that. I know Hyder loved Secret Invasion. She-Hulk was not great. I watched the entire thing, but it was not great. Miss Marvel, one of my top 3 MCU shows. Not a lot of people like that, but for me, Miss Marvel, one of my top 3 MCU shows. So, this put us on a good track. I'll say that for now. It's only one episode, so I don't know how they can mess it up. Hopefully they don't. But yeah, man, it's a great first episode, and I'm just really happy to be back in the world of Loki. If you guys watched season 2, episode 1 of Loki, let me know what you think down below in the comment section of it. Are you guys happy to see Loki back? Are you guys happy to see Mobius back? I hope Mobius gets this jet ski, bro. I really hope so. All right. With that down, let's go ahead and move over to our second topic here. So, as I said, Loki is, a return to form for the MCU, right? And it can only get better from here. We got the Marvels coming out in November, next month, and that really has to be good. And that has to make a lot of money at the box office too, not just be good. But one thing that's been missing in the MCU, other than really great projects consistently, is the Avengers, right? The Avengers team has not been present since Avengers Endgame. Hasn't been present since Avengers Endgame. And it's kind of crazy to think about, right? It's insanely crazy to think about because, Avengers Endgame came out 4 years ago now. I get it. You guys don't want to... It's basically the end of everything. So you don't want to bring back the Avengers too quick. But you gotta know, like, who... Give us an update on the Avengers, Give us, like, who's on the team at least, or are the Avengers even a thing anymore? They mentioned it a couple times in Phase 4 and Phase 5, but, like, we really don't even know who's on the team. Well, here's who I think should be on the team. Okay? And I want to kind of let you guys know, okay? I'm only picking 6. I'm only picking 6 Avengers, okay? Hawkeye, Iron Man, Hulk, Black Widow, Thor, and Captain America. Forget about Nick Fury right there, but those are the original 6. Okay, so if we had to go and pick 6 Avengers, 6 superheroes right now to join the Avengers, who would we pick? Who would I pick? And this is really tough, man, because it's a conversation that we don't know who's going to be on the Avengers. It's a conversation that we have to have. We don't know who's going to be on the Avengers. We don't know who's even the stars of the multiverse saga right now. Like, we don't really have a main character. So whoever's on the main roster of this next Avengers team, I mean, it brings focus back to the MCU. So here's who I think. Okay? All right. Number 1. Who should be on the Avengers first? My first pick is Captain America. Not just any Captain America. Sam Wilson's Captain America. I feel like this is a given. I think that Falcon and the Winter Soldier was a great introduction to his character, and or his character at least as. Let's go back to this one. His character as Captain America. I think he's the main character for right now. He should be leading. He has, he was kind of under Steve Rogers' wing a little bit, for Captain America: The Winter Soldier, Captain America: Civil War, Avengers: Infinity War, Avengers: Endgame, and then Falcon and the Winter Soldier was about him finally stepping up to the mantle of being Captain America. So I think this one's obvious, right? Captain America should be there. Let's resize this real quick. Whoops. Sorry, guys. I'm running this whole thing by myself today. If you guys are enjoying, let me know down below in the comment section. I really appreciate that. But, yeah, this whole show is self-produced, guys. So I would really appreciate if you gave me a like and you subscribe to the channel. So, yeah, Sam Wilson. I think he should obviously be at least the leader right now. One of the leaders. That's my number 1 pick. All right. The next one. Who should be on the Avengers? Well, we kind of just talked about him. It's Loki. Look, Loki, he's not a hero. Right? He's not. Okay? But the way that they're doing Loki now, giving him an arc, giving him that character arc with a lot of character development, surprisingly, kind of slowly turning him into a hero. It's super slow, guys. Like, he does some mischievous shit. He almost fucked over Thor at the beginning of Infinity War. He died. There's still some good in him and stuff like that, but Loki really reinvigorated the character and really made me believe that this guy can be a hero. This guy can be a good guy and not just a villain. It also helps that this guy, he has a personal connection with Kang now, with He Who Remains from season 1, and he's also going to meet Victor Timely in season 2 of Loki. So I think that Loki here on the Avengers makes a lot of sense. He knows what's going on with the timelines, he knows what's going on with the multiverse, and he knows what's going on with Kang. Not to mention, Loki, the TV show season 2, is rumored to be connecting directly to Deadpool 3. And Deadpool 3 is rumored to kind of set the stage for Avengers Secret Wars, like who's going to be on the team for Avengers Secret Wars and stuff like that. We'll get into that later. But I think, to me, right now, it's an obvious choice. Loki's got to be a part of the main Avengers team, because who else would tell them about the stuff that's happening with Kang and stuff? Because Loki was there firsthand. So he's going to be that guy kind of explaining the situation to the other Avengers, and I think that makes a lot of sense. Right? So, my second pick, Loki, for the next Avengers team. All right. Number 3. We got 3 more spots left. Number 3. Who else should be on this new Avengers team? Not a lot of people are going to like this answer. Maybe a lot of people will. I think it should be Captain Marvel. Okay? She's a cosmic superhero. She's super, super powerful. And, I think it's time, man. I think you guys just got to stop fucking complaining about Brie Larson. Stop fucking complaining about Captain Marvel. Look, me, personally, I didn't love the first Captain Marvel movie. The story just wasn't there for me. I just think that they could have done a lot better with the story, and they really didn't make her that interesting of a character in the first movie. But then we got her in Avengers Endgame, right? And then we got her in the Marvels coming up, and she's really starting to be more likable. Her character, not the actress, guys, the character of Captain Marvel is starting to be a little more likable. And I'm actually really excited to watch the Marvels, but I think that she should be one of the stronger Avengers, and she's literally called the first Avenger. Like, she's called Avenger. That's her call sign. So I think that she should definitely be on the team. Super powerful. I can't wait to see her in the Marvels and what she does with Photon and Miss Marvel. I think she's going to learn a lot of stuff about, where these bands that Kamala is wearing, where those come from. She could relay that to the rest of the Avengers, because I don't think Kamala's going to do it, right? I don't even know if she's going to be a part of the Avengers, Kamala. I don't think so. Definitely not, actually. Also, she's got ties to Nick Fury. Nick Fury, don't forget, he set up the original Avengers team. So there's history there. And I feel like Captain Marvel works. All right. So we got Captain Marvel, Loki, and the new Captain America, Sam Wilson. Those are 3 of my picks. Let me know how you guys think about this list so far. Next up, for our 4th member, and this is kind of a weird one. We haven't seen too much of him other than his movie, but I would really love to see him on the Avengers just because he does have another tie to Kang, and that is Shang-Chi. It's heavily speculated that Shang-Chi is his rings are Kang's technology. At the end of Shang-Chi, he has that little post-credit scene where his rings are blinking. It's a signal being sent from somewhere else. He already knows Captain Marvel. He already knows Bruce Banner. He already knows Wong, right? They all cameoed there in that post-credit scene. So he is affiliated with the Avengers somehow now. Even Wong gives him that little that kind of throwaway line, like, you're a part of this world now. It's bigger than you think, blah, blah, blah. And I think this guy, Simu Liu, has star potential. I mean, he was just in Barbie. He's going to be doing a bunch of other projects. And I thought Shang-Chi, the first one was great, man. I thought he was excellent. And he's a fucking badass. For real. So I think that it makes a lot of sense for him to be a part of the Avengers team. You know, he definitely has the skill set. His powers are incredible. It's ridiculous. He's got that kind of technology, kind of a connection to Kang. Not too much right now, but who's to say he'll find out that, hey, my rings are connected to him and this is how I use them. This is how he'll probably use this technology. I don't know, man. I'm just spitballing. I'm just speculating. But I think for the fourth member of my Avengers team, I would put Shang-Chi. I think it just makes sense. Okay? All right. Next up. Can you see a little through line here? The next character that I would have on the main Avengers, the main 6 Avengers on the new team. He has another connection to Kang, man. It's Scott Lang, right? Obviously, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, I was very, very disappointed in it. Just, I don't even know, man. I don't want to retread my thoughts on that. But as you can see, Kang is right there. Okay? Kang is right there. He knows what's going on. He knows the backstory, what Kang is trying to do. This is like the first-hand... he's got first-hand experience with him. He fought him. He can relay that to the other Avengers, right? Loki, he had an experience with him too. A different variant, but that's where everything connects. Oh my God, there's more Kangs. There's a lot of them. You know, we understood that from Loki, and then now Ant-Man, he could be there to kind of help the team, man, just navigate how to beat these Kangs. And if you don't remember, because Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania was so bad, and, you know, I don't blame you if you don't remember, but at the end, from what it looks like, Scott Lang is stuck in a time loop. So, you know, Kang could have won, right? And they might have to, I don't know, save themselves from that time loop. And then, you know, Scott Lang, he plays a really important part in this now. So it's really hard not for me to put him on the next Avengers team. And not only is he powerful, he's also very smart. He learned everything from Michael Douglas's character, what's his name, Hank Pym, from Avengers Endgame, about the quantum realm and stuff like that. And he kind of saved the world. You know, he wrote a book about it in the first movie of Phase 5, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. But yeah, man. So I would put Ant-Man on there. All right, man. We got one more spot. Who's it gonna be? Well, it's someone that we already saw on the Avengers before, and that's Thor. You know, I feel like Chris Hemsworth, you have to get him in this movie. If you want to make the most money you possibly can, you have to get this guy in the movie. He's an OG Avenger. He knows what's up. He's got ties to the other Avengers in this list. Loki is on the team too, so he's got a tie to him. You know, Captain Marvel, I like this one. Got a tie to her. Sam Wilson, Captain America, obviously. Ant-Man, yeah, he fought a little bit with him, but, you know, he's got ties. He's got ties. And he's also the strongest Avenger. Okay, so that is something that you can't just not have on the team, right? You can't just not have Thor. So I think he's definitely got to be there. Narratively, I think it makes sense. You can start kind of from where I think they're going with this. I think they're trying to reunite Thor and Loki and the rest of his family up in Valhalla. If you guys watched Thor: Love and Thunder, another movie that we were kind of disappointed by. But it just makes sense, man. I think you know, him being that lead character in the Avengers on that team would be amazing. So yeah, I think Thor should definitely be there. Here's some honorable mentions, though, because those are my 6 picks. But I have some honorable mentions, and I don't know if you guys remember, but I think last week we talked about how Tom Holland's Spider-Man could be a lead in Avengers Kang Dynasty. Not the leader, of the Avengers. Let me make that clear. Not the leader of the Avengers, but he could be a lead. Not necessarily being a part of the Avengers. He'll probably fight alongside the Avengers. So I'm going to give an honorable mention to Spider-Man. Again, I don't see him being a part of the Avengers because we just had a whole trilogy of, like, hey, the point of this whole trilogy was that he doesn't want to be an Avenger. I can see him fighting along, but I don't see him essentially being a part of the team. You know, another honorable mention, Wong and Doctor Strange. Wong and Doctor Strange, they're more of the magical side. Wong is now the Sorcerer Supreme. Huge part. I just think I can't see them wanting to be Avengers. You know, even Benedict Cumberbatch has said, like, hey, no, Doctor Strange isn't an Avenger. He said that. So I don't see him being a part of the Avengers, and I can see why. Because there are different corners in this universe now, right? The Avengers, like, the word Avenger gets thrown around pretty loosely nowadays. I don't think, like Ant-Man, in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, he said, I'm an Avenger now. I don't know about that. You fought with the Avengers, yes, in Endgame. That's a special scenario. In Endgame, everybody was an Avenger. Okay, everybody there was an Avenger. All right, so that's a special exception. But yeah, man, I don't know if Doctor Strange is one of them. Okay, another, and I have a lot of honorable mentions. Honestly, anybody can be there because, again, the word Avenger gets just thrown around so loosely nowadays. But another honorable mention that I wanted to talk about here, Shuri, the Black Panther. Okay. Again, you know, Black Panther in the comics is a part of the Avengers. However, in the movies so far, Black Panther was kind of like an ally to the Avengers, right? They came to Wakanda and they teamed up. They obviously fought in the battle in Endgame. So, like I said, everybody in Endgame is basically an Avenger, right? However, standalone, I think they're trying to separate certain teams in certain areas of the universe now. And I think Black Panther, Shuri, is one of them. I think the Avengers can go to Wakanda and ask for help, but I don't think Shuri is going to spend her time in Avengers Tower, you know? I don't see that happening because she is the queen of Wakanda now, and she's also the Black Panther. So, yeah, that could kind of distract her being an Avenger. That can kind of distract her from her responsibilities in Wakanda. So, would I love to see it? Yeah, I would. Here's another one that I can see. Photon. That's not Photon. There we go. Photon. I can see Photon. Monica Rambeau. I can definitely see her being a part of the Avengers. You know, she has a tie to Captain Marvel. She has a tie to Nick Fury with her, you know, time on what's it called, Sword, on the space station up there. So she's got ties to Nick Fury. I can see it. I can see it happening. The next one, I got Hulk. I don't know what they're doing with Hulk. You know, I have no clue, but he is still the smartest man in the MCU right now because we don't have Reed Richards. 616, that is a 616 version. But yeah, Hulk. I can definitely see him being a part of the Avengers still. I just don't know what they're doing, right? Because they just, at the end of She-Hulk, they brought up this whole thing that he has a son now, and that's kind of hinting towards like Planet Hulk, World War Hulk kind of thing. Also, the Thunderbolts are setting up like a Red Hulk over there, so I don't know if they're planning on crossing those over. I just don't see if he has time to help the Avengers in this multiverse kind of thing, because it feels like they're setting up a whole different storyline for Hulk in the MCU. And obviously there are a lot more honorable mentions that I can go on and on and on about. But those are my picks for who should be on the Avengers team. If you guys like my list, let me know down below. I think that a lot of these picks kind of make sense narratively. But you guys let me know, man. Who do you think will be on the Avengers? If you can only pick 6 Avengers like the original Avengers team, who would you pick? Let me know down below in the comment section. All right, guys. Hey, so I'm going to take a quick break, and then we're going to continue on with the show. We still got a couple more topics left to talk about, and yeah, man, don't go anywhere. I'll be back in 2 minutes, just kind of rest my voice and maybe pee. I don't know. Let me know down below in the comment section if you guys are enjoying the live stream, and I will see you in a little bit, okay? All right. Everybody, hi. Thanks for staying tuned with me. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the stream. Okay, guys. With the breakdown, we've been running for about 43 minutes now. Gonna kind of get it done a little bit. I'm a little tired. So, if you guys are enjoying the stream, man, thank you. I appreciate you guys. Okay, let's talk about this, shall we? One of the most popular franchises of all time is Fast and Furious. I'm not a huge fan, right? I'm not like a huge fan, but there's no denying that it's one of the biggest franchises of all time. I mean, if you look at the box office numbers, billions and billions and billions of dollars have been made off these movies. Okay. Fast 5 is such an amazing movie. It really is. It's an exhilarating action movie, and I really do enjoy that one. Fast and Furious 6 was really good. Furious 7 was pretty good too. Fate of the Furious, okay, yeah, it's still good, right? Fast 9 was ass, and Fast 10 was just like, okay, fine, whatever, fine, fuck it, give me, whatever. So, one thing that's been missing with the recent Fast and Furious movies, obviously, is Paul Walker. Paul Walker passed away, I think it was in 2012, 2013, when they were making Furious 7. And there's been some talk about potentially bringing his character back because his character was important to that's not the Paul Walker image. His character was super important to the to the franchise. All right, so V Scooper. I saw this on Twitter. I thought it was interesting. Let's talk about it. V Scooper. In the pitches for Fast 10 Part 2, there's a lot of insistence to bring back Brian in CGI or a lookalike. For the relevancy of the story, and because if this is the last title of the saga, it would draw many audiences to see it. What do you think about this idea? So I think, and, it's been years, and this character, like, with all the context, it's been years. They respectfully said bye in Furious 7. That was a beautiful goodbye, one of the most beautiful goodbyes of all time. I remember in the theater, people were crying at that scene. They were crying at the scene of Paul Walker looking at Vin as his last his last look in the camera as he rides off, as his character gets retired. All right, but the franchise is ending. Super important character to the whole franchise. Do I want them to bring him back? Yes. Do I want them to bring back Paul Walker in like a CGI form? No. Please do not do that. I would say just recast, and if you can, recast his brother. If you guys don't remember, his brother, I think it was Brian Walker, did basically did the body work and the double work for Furious 7, finishing the scenes and did amazing. But also his brother looks exactly like him. Let's take a look. Hold on. His brother looks exactly like Paul Walker. And it's crazy, right? That they didn't do this the first place. See, look, he looks exactly like Paul Walker. That's obviously not fucking Paul Walker's brother. Jesus Christ. Paul Walker brother. Was it Brian Walker? Sorry, I'm so stupid. It's Cody Walker. Excuse me. Cody Walker is his brother. Oh, he doesn't have a picture. Cody Walker, he looks a lot like Paul. Okay? And if they really want to bring back the character, and this is his other brother. I don't think he did the body work, but if they really want to bring back his brother or bring back the character to the franchise, get his brother. Or just recast. Okay? Because at the end of the day, it's the story. It's the story that matters, right? And the entire Fast and Furious cast is super respectful to Paul. They thought of him as a brother. They're all family, right? Family. They're all family. And Vin Diesel, knowing Vin Diesel personally, of course, I have him on speed dial. Knowing Vin Diesel, he would probably do this in the most respectful way possible, and he'd probably do it in a way that fit the story and in celebration of the Fast and Furious saga. Don't quote me on that, okay? Because obviously I don't know what he's thinking, but I just feel like if he were to do something like this, he would want to do it to celebrate the character, not to kind of bring people in as box office, as the tweet said, to bring audiences back. I think he would do it because he just would want a part of Paul Walker there, whether that be his character or his actual brother playing him. He would just want that to be there. So, Paul Walker, I mean, obviously nobody can replace him, right? But if you are going to do that, if you are going to bring the character back to close out this saga, close out this franchise, I think the best bet would be to cast the brother or just recast, and, that's that. People get recast all the time. Bond, James Bond, has been recast so many times. It'll be okay. It will be okay. Spider-Man has been recast 3 times. It'll be okay. Batman, there's like 7 Batman actors. It will be okay. And knowing, I feel like it makes me feel a little bit better knowing that Vin Diesel is like the main guy, the producer of these movies. So just knowing that kind of makes me feel like, it makes me feel better about this situation, that he would treat it with more respect than, let's just say, some regular studio executive doing this. Because if Vin Diesel is talking about it, then hey, hopefully there's some kind of celebratory meaning to why he wants to bring back the character of Brian. That's just that. Also, I wanted to show you guys this. I kind of showed a little bit of it, but he was also mentioned in Fast 9. His I don't know what kind of car that is. I'm sorry, I'm not a car guy, but the car pulls up to the family barbecue, man. So Brian is still there. Brian is still around. The character, Brian is still around. So if they do decide to do this, cool. If they don't, cool. I'm not that huge of a fan of the franchise anyway, but this is undeniably one of the biggest franchises, and that is probably something that's going to make news if they do decide to recast or bring in his character back. So you guys hear about this. Let me know what you guys think about it down below. Should they recast? Should they bring back Brian's character for the Fast and Furious, was it Fast X Part 2? Let me know down below in the comment section what you guys think. And with that down, guys, let's get into our last topic, and we're just going to get through it, man. So we've been talking about a lot of MCU lately, and, Avengers Kang Dynasty and Avengers Secret Wars are very hot topics right now, and, we talked about who could be on the Avengers. Well, I was actually talking about who could be on the Avengers for Avengers Kang Dynasty. Because from the leaks and from what everybody is saying, sources and stuff are saying, and where these movies can lead to, it looks like Avengers Secret Wars is going to be about not Paul Walker. It looks like it's going to be about the legacy characters like Hugh Jackman and Spider-Man. So my time to shine, hello. If you guys are on Twitter, this is one of the more reliable sources or reliable scoopers. It says, Kang Dynasty, the 616 Avengers team fight the Council of Kangs and lose, kind of like in Infinity War. And then they go on to say, Secret Wars. The TVA send a team of multiversal Avengers that have secretly recruited, led by Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man and Hugh Jackman's Wolverine and Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool. Well, Deadpool's Ryan Reynolds. It's the same shit and the same fucking character. Same guy, right? Same guy. But yeah, Deadpool to save the 616 Avengers and defeat Kang. Okay. I'm not going to lie. That's a kind of good idea. From what we've been hearing with the fact that Kevin Feige really wants to make Secret Wars this huge send-off, this huge celebration of everything that's come before the MCU, and give the X-Men that he worked on and the Sony Spider-Man that, failed. But they wanted to give him a perfect send-off, just like Avengers Endgame. That's the rumor going on right now. That's kind of fucking cool, man. That's really cool. Okay, so let's talk about it. Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. He's been wanting to be in the MCU. He's been wanting to be in the MCU. And, they said that Logan was his final hoorah as the character of Wolverine, as the character of Logan. Obviously, he came back, and it makes a lot of sense because he came back for a reason. He's not just going to be coming back for one movie. I can't see him just coming back for one movie. I feel like they're going to give him a reason to come back, and that is, from what this scoop is saying, Secret Wars is going to have him be one of the leads and one of the leads of the Avengers, or at least that Avengers team, and also Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man. That's amazing. That also makes sense because why would Tobey Maguire just agree to be like a little part of Spider-Man No Way Home when your whole thing is the multiverse saga, and we all knew that everything was leading towards Secret Wars, and you just gave us Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man again. You just gave us Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man again. You're about to give us Hugh Jackman's Wolverine coming back. You gave us Patrick Stewart coming back as Professor X. And if this whole thing is leading towards Secret Wars, what else would you do in Secret Wars except for bring those guys back? You already established the fact that these guys are in from different universes, and they have a plan for them. That's really cool. That's really cool. A lot of people were talking about what could they possibly do after Endgame. How can they top this? This is how you top this. This is how you top this. And like narratively, from what I know and from what we've been hearing, it makes a lot of sense to bring back these characters, right? Because again, Kevin Feige wants to give a proper send-off and lead into the next part of the universe, and fully close that book on the Fox universe and close that book on the Sony Spider-Man universe and the Fantastic Four films and yada, yada, yada. That's really cool, man. I'm like, a lot of people were saying that Secret Wars was just going to be a cameo fest. And I mean, yeah, it kind of is, but also they're giving, for what we know, this is all speculatory. Speculatory? This is all speculation. From what we've heard, they're giving actual roles to these characters. You know, Hugh Jackman isn't just going to pop up and be like, hey, bub, and smoking a cigar and like have a fight scene. Tobey Maguire didn't just swing into No Way Home and said, look, I'm also Spider-Man, and did Spider-Man shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, he came in and he had a purpose to lead this universe's Spider-Man to do the right thing and to teach him that great power, great responsibility kind of thing. Also, Andrew Garfield came in with that. So, another thing, Andrew Garfield also said that he would follow Tobey Maguire wherever he went. If Tobey Maguire goes to Secret Wars and he's really down to do Secret Wars, what makes you think that Andrew Garfield isn't going to be right behind him? With also the reports that Tom Holland is supposed to be a lead in Avengers Kang Dynasty. Again, not the leader of the Avengers, but a lead character in that movie, Avengers Kang Dynasty. It would make a lot of sense to have Tobey Maguire be a lead in Avengers Secret Wars, or like a lead character on that team. You know, it makes sense. And that's something that I couldn't really say for a lot of Phase 4 and Phase 5. I couldn't see where they're going for a lot of that. With these scoops coming out, I can see that stuff makes sense. You know, I can see that they're leading to, oh, okay, so Hugh Jackman comes back, and then he's going to be leading the Avengers in Avengers Secret Wars, or one of the lead characters in Avengers Secret Wars. So now, oh, okay, that makes sense. That makes a lot more sense. So a lot of stuff is getting connected, and that's really exciting. Something, again, we couldn't say for a lot of Phase 4, Phase 5. We really didn't have any idea why this was called Multiverse Saga, other than the fact that Secret Wars was kind of their new endgame. We didn't know how they were going to get there, but everything is slowly starting to make more sense. And as a fan of the MCU, I am happy with that. Now, if we can only just get some better projects and better quality projects along the line while you guys tell this long overarching story, that would be great too. But so far, I'm really liking everything that I'm hearing about, you know, Tobey Maguire coming back as Spider-Man, Hugh Jackman having a bigger role, everything that's supposed to be happening with Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars. I feel like we're getting back on track with the MCU. Do you feel the same way? Let me know down below in the comment section what you think about all this. Because me, I'm super excited about the MCU now. I mean, you know, Loki season 2 premiered, and it got me back on track. The Marvels, I'm getting super excited about the Marvels now. Everything's getting me back on track with the MCU. And I'm getting excited again. And that's amazing. I don't want to hate this stuff, man. I don't want to hate the MCU. I want to love it, like how I've been loving it for the past like 13 years. I don't want to hate on this shit. But damn, bro, you guys aren't really giving me a chance. Like, a lot of the stuff hasn't been that great. Call a spade a spade. A lot of that stuff has not been that great. Or at least has not been, it had more potential to be better, you know? So I don't know. I'm very excited about this stuff. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. And guys, that's the show. Thank you so much for joining me. If you guys are watching the entire thing on a replay, or if you guys join me live, I really appreciate you all. Again, we do this stuff every single week. We talk about movies, TV shows, Marvel, DC, all that cool stuff. So if you guys love that, go ahead and subscribe down below. It really helps out the channel a lot. And turn on those post notifications so you never miss another video or upload or live stream or whatever. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you so much. We'll see you guys in the next video and in the next live stream. All right, take care.